What's up, Bird Gang? This is your boy, Bry Wolf. Thank you for joining me for Eagles Real Talk today. Even if it's after an Eagles L, I still appreciate you tuning in. Let's get straight into it. But before we do, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and that like button. And let's talk about it in the comments as well. Get at me. All right, let's get straight into it. The Eagles started off the game pretty well, I thought, especially with the defensive line being able to get in the backfield. Hargrave was able to get 2 stops for a loss on Elijah Mitchell's runs, which I thought was a good sign for the rest of the game. They were able to pretty much contain the run game. Hasty had a few solid runs. Elijah had a run or two that was able to get a first down and whatnot. But for the most part, the Eagles were able to stop the run game. But you can say the same for Bosa and the gang on the other side. They were able to, keep Sanders pretty much in shackles all game. Gainwell didn't really have much to do on the offensive snaps that he was given. So, it was a pretty good game for the both sides of the ball. Both defensive lines performed very well, I thought. One thing I thought was underrated was Jimmy G's ability to get rid of the ball. I thought he got rid of the ball pretty quick. I thought he was able to find some first downs when he really needed it, when the 49ers really needed to keep a drive going. He was able to, extend the drive by picking up a first down or two. Deebo Samuels, he had under 100 yards, but he was very effective. He had one long run that set them up for basically, it was the game winner at that point. He was able to get loose, and they were able to score once they got down to the 10. It was a good game by both sides of the ball, both sides of the defensive side of the ball. But for the most part, I have to give the edge to the 49ers. All right, Bird Gang, let's get straight into it. We took the L today, but I think it was more of a lesson than anything. I thought Nick Sirianni, he had somewhat of a solid game plan, but once we started to not get first downs, I felt like he got kind of desperate, especially when we got on that 4th and 1. The trick play with Greg Ward, wasn't feeling that play. Obviously, if he gets it and we score a touchdown, Nick Sirianni is the coach of the week, and everybody thinks he's some young mastermind. But it failed. So we have to look at it as what it is. The 49ers came to play on defense today. They only allowed 11 points to a team who scored 32 points in the previous week. Yeah, it was on the Falcons, but obviously we are much efficient. The game flow, Nick Sirianni's game flow in that first game was more efficient. He was able to mix in the run and the pass. This week it was 25 runs to only, I think, 20-something pass attempts. So there was more runs than passes this week, and I feel like that has to change next week. It has to be more 50-50 or a little bit more passes than runs, maybe 55-45. I know this is going to be a run team, especially with Jalen Hurts being able to mix it up and scramble and run for additional yardage, but at the same time we have to have a balanced attack, and today it wasn't a balanced attack, and I felt like Nick Sirianni dropped the ball on that aspect of the game. This is definitely one of those games where you have to give the edge to the 49ers coaching staff. They outcoached the Eagles in every aspect of the game, special teams, defense, and offense. And I think that won the game for the 49ers. I don't think they were more talented than the Eagles. I just feel like they were, had the better coaching staff today. Nick Sirianni came in there with the game plan, but, it wasn't effective. The fourth quarter, the defense wasn't able to get stops. And, when you're not able to even get the ball back to even, make a comeback, it just, puts you behind the 8 ball. And today, Nick Sirianni was behind the 8 ball. Jalen Hurts had a solid day. I think he was 12 for 20, something along those lines. He had an 80% passer rating on the day. So I think he had a solid game. I wouldn't say he had a bad game, but he did underthrow on a few plays, especially to Rager and one to Devontae. He's got to clean that up. I thought that was his bread and butter last year, being able to go deep whenever he needed to and not overthrow or underthrow the ball. I felt like his deep throw accuracy was pretty on point. But so far this season, he could use he could use some work on that. Maybe that's something that Nick Sirianni and the wide receivers need to definitely sharpen up this week going into Dallas, because I know Dallas, that's one thing for sure that they do have, is they have a lot of chemistry, especially on the deep ball with Cooper and CeeDee Lamb to Dak Prescott. So, those connections obviously have had more time to build, but seeing that Jalen Hurts has had a full offseason, you would think he would connect on at least one out of those two that I mentioned. But regardless, he had a great deep ball to Quez. Quez got really deep. I thought he was going to score on that, but he wasn't able to score. And then, like I said, we were unable to get even a field goal on that play. So that's another, drive that was basically wasted. We had a lot of wasted drives today, a lot of drives that I thought were going to result in some points, especially the touchdown to Reagor. I mean, he gets nudged out of bounds a little bit, wasn't able to get fully back into bounds before he made the catch, and that's a penalty, that's a flag. So that was a touchdown that got called back. We just had a lot of negative plays. We definitely have to clean those up. We had some penalties, and I remember in the first game we had some penalties that I wish we could have had back as well. You got to give credit where credit is due. The coaching staff on the 49ers was on point today, in my opinion. I feel like they made up for a lot of deficiencies, especially the deficiencies in the secondary. They had a lot of guys out. They were missing a couple guys. The linebacker, he was out. So they had a few guys missing, and they also had injuries during the game to their running backs. So you have to give the coaching staff credit, and you have to pretty much give the win to them. They didn't mess around today. They didn't play Trey Lance. I don't think he had one snap. They came in and took care of business on a 2-game road trip to start off the season. They're 2-0, so you have to give the 49ers credit. They're very formidable going forward, especially as they get healthy, especially they get guys back. They make changes to the secondary and, sure that up. Today, I thought Josh Norman was going to get cooked. Let's give him credit too. The Eagles were unable to take advantage of that banged up secondary, and, Devontae and the rest of the kids weren't able to really get loose like, we thought they were this game. So give the secondary and the 49ers coaching staff credit on that. All right, that's going to do it for me, y'all. This is Bry Wolf signing out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit a like on this video. It goes a long way. Appreciate it, Bird Gang. Fly, Eagles, fly, and keep it real always.